Welcome to Freedom Frequency Plus, the sound of the people, the sound of the patriots. We're here today at Braintree in Essex for a march for the patriots, and hopefully we get a few interviews and find out what's going on and what the thoughts on the ground are. So stay tuned.
A few more people to turn up and then we will begin the march. But thank you all for coming. We're going to have a nice peaceful protest today, and we're going to tell everybody in Braintree what's really been happening. You're going to be hearing from real victims and real people who have had enough. Braintree says
Okay,
no!
So we're in Braintree. This is Shell, you are the progenitor of this march here?
Yes, so we're called the official Braintree and Wethersfield group, protest group, and we were founded in August of last year, and we've been protesting against our base, which is the largest air base in the UK, 1,200 illegal men, so it's huge, it really is, and they come into our town daily. And on Thursdays, we get anywhere between 300 to 500 of the men.
That's on steroids, and is it full now?
It is almost full. So we were told by the Home Office that it was going to go up to 1,200 by summer, and the last report that we had, it was I think reaching 800. So they were moving in like a couple of hundred each week. Obviously, where the hotels are closing, a lot of them are being moved into our base.
Yeah. And the opening shot there,
yeah,
you were saying about victims.
Yeah.
So what's that?
So a lady just on Thursday was actually attacked in a charity shop. So one of the migrants was stealing from the shop. The lady went in to record because other ladies were scared. He actually ran at the lady, he punched her. He's been charged with assault and criminal damage. We've had a sexual assault of the nurse in Broomfield Hospital. We've also had a rape of a teenage girl in a HMO as well. We have a lot of things going on in this town. Some things that I can't talk about, but what is good is that our community talk to each other so we know what is really going on.
Is it like Kroger in the sense that the police give them escorts in and escorts out and look after them, baby them?
The police don't do any sort of escorting in and out. They do baby them though. I mean, if you look online, there's footage of the migrant male who attacked the lady in the charity shop hiding at the Salvation Army, and the police were blocking people from actually recording this man and taking photos of him. But our group was actually able to take a photo of him. This man has been named and he is out there for people to see.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well, it'll be going into other towns.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to come into this town, but he's allowed to go to Chelmsford and Colchester. And women should be on guard. And in our country, you are allowed to film in a public space, and it shouldn't be that a woman is attacked. It shouldn't happen.
No. So is this a typical turnout for Braintree?
Yeah, I mean, we have had lots more people come. We had Tommy Robinson attend our protest, and we did have thousands come to that one.
Yeah.
But this is a very good turnout for today. I think a lot of people are upset because of this assault.
Yeah.
And a lot of people watch from afar. They'll stand by the shops because they don't want to be seen, because they're worried about losing their jobs. We've had some people that have been suspended for attending our protests. Even though nobody has been charged at all in any of our protests for anything. We're all, families, we're all working, we just want people to be safe.
Yeah.
So if you had anything to say to the people in charge, say, be it the council or the government itself, what would you say?
I would say you need to start listening to us, because we keep showing you evidence where this is escalating. We write to you all the time, we're all doing things correctly, we're law abiding. But what do you want? Do you want someone to get murdered? It shouldn't be that, something happens and then you talk about it after. You need to be listening to the warnings that we're trying to tell you that this is escalating.
And do you think he's working?
I think they are listening, because we've got James Cleverly releasing statements about the rapes in HMO. We've got Essex Police releasing statements about assaults that they're not actually telling people about, but they are, because we've put the arrest video out. And I do think it's being listened to. It's a slow burner, but the more people that see that we are not a vigilante group, I think more people will join, and it will reaffirm a stronger voice.
So, is it also about the optics? Because I know a lot of people get called far right.
Yeah.
But I mean, looking around, this doesn't look like far right people.
No, it's not. We've got loads of legal migrants in our group. We've got people standing with us of different colours, different religions.
Yeah, no,
and I think people need to open up their minds, stop calling us far right, and actually listen to us. Because if they did, they might avoid, crime from taking place.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
to see.
No worries.
And we'll have a great march.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Take
Thank
care.
you. People that have come from Newcastle, people that have come from Cambridge, and that should be, you know, an example to people that this is happening all over the country. And for anyone that hasn't been part of these protests before or are visiting the market today, I'd just like to make something very clear. We're not far right, we're not racist. You have nothing to fear about us being here. We are executing the right of freedom of speech. Okay?
Yeah.
We are allowed to stand here.
Yeah.
We are allowed to stand here and speak our truth about our town. And if that makes people feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but I don't care.
Yeah.
What I care about is the women and girls in this town that are being affected by the illegal immigration that is creeping into this town. Everybody would like us to believe that incidents are not happening. They also want to tell you, oh, you need to worry about British men. I'm sorry, we know that, but this is an imported risk that we did not ask for.
Yeah. Yeah.
If some of you are not aware, on Thursday, a lady in this town went to the charity shop down there because some illegal men were stealing. The ladies went in to protect the other lady because she felt intimidated. Another lady stood opposite on the road and she put her camera out because she felt scared. She walked to the door and the migrant male ran at her and attacked her.
No.
Right? She has a massive bruise to her chest and a sprained arm. Anyone that thinks that's okay because a woman pulls out a camera to record an incident has something mentally wrong with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this country, we are recorded at every opportunity. When you walk into a supermarket, you're recorded. When the police turn on their cameras, you're recorded. We have cameras at the bus station. If you don't like it, you know where you can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the sheer audacity of that man telling us that we need to go to work. You're in this country, you go to work. What I want to say though is how proud I am of the community that come to that lady's aid. You had pensioners running at this man, pulling him back from attacking her further. What does that say when you've got pensioners saving women?
Yeah.
More people need to find the courage to speak out. Stop worrying about your jobs, because if you don't, people are going to get further hurt, and it's not acceptable.
No. No.
We've got legal migrants in our group, people who have come here legally, who cherish this country, who pay their taxes, and they've had enough, and you're going to be hearing from a few people today about their own experiences. There are some crimes that are going on in this town that are being buried. You may have seen an arrest video come out from Mount Road. Now, following that, the police released a statement to confirm that a rape had taken place in a HMO of a teenage girl. Do you think that you would all know about that if I didn't put that arrest video out? No, you wouldn't have done. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say anything that's going to affect these poor girls' cases. But I have been speaking to the victims' families, and I can tell you they are not happy. They are not happy at all, because this could have been avoided. There were brave people living in that road who have reported that HMO for antisocial behaviour. You even had a man that was wanted from the base who didn't show up to court, that was in the back garden. He went up to the police in the street and said, "This man is in this garden." Do you know what they said? "Sorry mate, we're on a call, you'll have to call 999. That's not okay. And I'm not having to go at the police here, because it's what they're getting told from above. But I'm making it very clear, I'm not going to shut up about serious crime that's happening to girls in this town. I'm not having a grooming game starting in this town, right? I'm not having it. Women, men and young girls contact me all the time because they're scared. They're contacting me. This isn't right. They should feel comfortable to go to the police. They should be comfortable to tell the council what's going on. It shouldn't be happening like this. What world do we live in where people are now not feeling like they can go to the police to report crime? It's just madness.
Yeah.
A lot of local people fear that are worried that their fears are not being taken seriously. And I'm sorry, I don't think they are. No. I don't think people are listening. Anybody writes online, they get gaslit. They get told it's lies. Do you know what? It's not lies, it's happening. Look around you. The whole town is changing. People are not coming here. We're making progress though, and we're forcing conversations that never have happened before. James cleverly had to release a statement about the rape at Mount Road. It was a bit of a pathetic one though, I must say, James. And why haven't you met with the victims' families? Stop telling Kemi she's got to speak to them. Get off your arse and meet them yourself. We're not going to stop speaking for this community. I'm going to keep speaking out, and I encourage others to do the same. You speak to people, you tell your neighbours, you tell your friends, and you come along and you stand together with us, because we will protect you. You are not doing anything wrong about speaking out about illegal immigration. It's not racist to say we don't want unvetted men here. We can't have a successful country if it's built on people who break the law.
Yeah.
All these legal migrants who are paying thousands of pounds to come and live here are not being treated as well as the migrants are in the Wethersfield base. They don't get all these lovely activities that they get, do they? They don't get break dancing lessons. I mean, that's ridiculous. They don't get art therapy, nothing like that. So why are we not cherishing the skilled workers? Although, some of you need to get educated, because there's a guy called Procurement Files on X, and he's been exposing the businesses who actually allow to have skilled workers come in. Would you like to know what some of these skilled workers are?
Yeah.
Vape shops. Candy shops. Does that shock anyone? No. We all know about the barbers, but there are a few barbers in this town that are legit, I will say. Anyway, I want to just finish off by saying you are not alone. You probably struggle with your mental health at times. You look around and you think, what the hell is happening? And you think, am I going mentally unwell at what is happening in this town? No, you're not. You're logical people. So just remember, when people gaslight you, it's because they're scared. You're challenging everything they've ever known. You're challenging the legislation. You're challenging the establishment. You're challenging everything you ever knew. And it's very difficult. For some people, they get so scared of that. But people who are strong, stand up, because others will follow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm here today as a mum, a grandmother. Sorry. I'm here today as a mum, a grandmother, and almost a great-grandmother in the next couple of years. My story started 15 years ago. My son moved to Germany with his fiancée, legally and working legally. 4 immigrants in Germany murdered my son. They was working illegally in a club. We got no help from the government in this country. What worries me is I see what's happening here today is what happened to me in Germany 15 years ago. I worry for my children, my grandchildren, who lives with me, and he goes to local clubs and pubs in Braintree, Chelmsford. So open your eyes, realise what's happening to our country, and if you're illegal, not illegal, welcome. You want to work and help this country, absolutely fine. I'm not here today to stir up any trouble. I just want you to say, protect your families.
You know, hard-working people who are worried about this imported risk that's happening to us. I would like, however, to talk about Richard, who is from Advance. Now, anyone from any political party is welcome at our protest. It doesn't matter what view you have, because everybody here may vote differently. But anyone that wants to come and listen to us and stand with us should have that opportunity. And Richard, from the very beginning, has supported people in this town. He supported me many years ago when I was the victim of migrant crime, and he was actually running for reform at the time. But he was the only person that gave me support and had real empathy. Now, Richard has spent his life serving his country, first as a Royal Marine Commando and now through his work in politics and campaigning. Richard has not been afraid to speak his mind or stand up for what he believes in. He's the National Director of Advance UK. He's become a strong voice of issues that matter to people across the country. He has real passion and commitment and a deep sense of duty. And like I said, he continually shows up for people in this town. So please give him a massive round of applause.
About it by turning up here today. I had the privilege and honour of going around and speaking to a number of people before I came up here, and what I found is that these are decent, hard-working people that care about this country, they care about the direction of travel that this country is taking, and they're witnessing what's happening and they're wanting to take some positive action for the betterment of this country. Now, I've been doing some reading, particularly the dictionary, the one that Keir Starmer uses, and according to that dictionary, that labels everyone here as far-right thugs, apparently.
Yep.
Well, if that's the definition of what he wants to do, and that's the label he wants to give us, then I say we wear it as a badge of honour, and I know that I'm in good company here today.
Yeah.
It's interesting, folks, though, isn't it? It's interesting how they want to demonise us and vilify us and label us in such a way. They want to do that, essentially, because in their eyes, we've committed the crime of noticing. The crime of noticing what's going on, the crime of noticing the demographic replacement of everyone in this country, the crime of noticing our women and girls being raped on an industrial scale, the crime of noticing how our sons, husbands, brothers are being stabbed and left to die in the streets, such as Henry Noah.
Yeah.
And people are fed up with that. We're fed up with that and we want to take a stand, and that's why they want to demonise us, that's why they want to vilify us. Now, who here saw the United Kingdom rally?
Yeah.
Who here went to the United Kingdom rally?
Yeah.
Brilliant, well done. They don't want you to turn up to places like that. They don't want you to turn up to places like this today. But it's so important that we do turn up, because this is how we make our voices heard. This is how we send that message back to Keir Starmer and whoever replaces him, because it will be exactly the same. This is how we do that. We stick together and we make our voices known with our feet by turning up to places like this, like the United Kingdom rally, like other places that we've got in Crowborough that's doing the same sort of things. So keep coming. But I also want to echo what the last speaker said, was what Shell's doing. What Shell's doing with these rallies. It's not easy to do this. It's actually very difficult to put your head up above the parapet, to organise things like this, to get the speakers and to sing out what's going on in this community. And she did that on a global stage, not just for the United Kingdom, not just for the United Kingdom, but specifically for Braintree. So well done to Shelley, and please keep doing it. Now, as Shelley said, I'm a member of Advance UK, I'm the National Director, and we care deeply about what's happening as well, and we're taking that stand. But I'm also a veteran. And whenever I'm afforded the platform of being able to speak to people, thank you.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm afforded the platform to come and speak to people, I often try to remind everybody about the sacrifices that people have made, specifically in the World War I, World War II, and all the subsequent conflicts since. That was a culture war, make no mistake about it. They were fighting for our freedoms, the freedoms today that Keir Starmer and the rest of them are stamping all over.
Yeah.
It's important that we uphold that privileged burden, that responsibility, to ensure that we honour that sacrifice, and that we do everything we can to protect those freedoms that people paid such a high price for. By turning up today, and by turning up to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, we're honouring that sacrifice. We're keeping that alive, and we're ensuring that those freedoms are protected. So thank you so much for everyone for coming today, and thank you, Shelley.
Yeah! Woo!
Quite a lot, she's very good.
Hello everyone, sorry I haven't prepared anything, so I was going to talk about fashion tips and then I thought perhaps you would be interested. So, what I want to say is that migration, illegal or legal, without integration, isn't working. It's just not working. And I would be just as concerned if there were gangs of unemployed, sexually active age, fit young men who are white hanging around this town. The devil will make work for idle hands. What are they going to do? How many of you remember there'd be a gang of lads that were always a bother in the club or the pub, and yet if you met them on their own they were lovely boys, but when they're together they get up to no good. And bringing them into this town, 200 and 300 on a Thursday with nothing to do, is asking for trouble. Now you think you want the airbase closed? Yes, but what we mean is remigrate them, send them home. Not close the base and put them in HMO.
Yeah!
In an HMO, no one can even scream. You can't drag a child or a woman back past the security at a base or a hotel. But in an HMO, you know what kids are like. Would you like some fun? Would you like a bottle of wicked? Come with me. There's no security. It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. And as for care for Calais, don't get me started. If they want to give lunches and lessons and this, that and the other to these people every Thursday, go and do it up the bloody base. I used to go up there, there's plenty of facilities. Don't bring them into this town and let them wander around, shoplifting, whatever else, and attacking people because they're filming you while you're shoplifting. I'm sorry if she invaded your privacy and you thought you had a right to privacy whilst intimidating a shop worker, but that's the way it goes. Now done. I can't believe you can't hear me. I've been told to shut up my whole life. Anyway, Braintree, thank you ever so much for listening to me, and thank you, Shell, for everything you do. And they cannot speak because of threats of losing their jobs, losing family members. We are being silenced. Not me. No. I'll never shut up. No. Ask anyone who's met me. My brother once said, if love was deaf instead of blind, my sister might have got married. Thank you all for coming. Have a great day.
I'm sick to my teeth, right, of having people like teachers, NHS workers, council workers contacting me saying they're too scared to tell their employer how they're feeling. You shouldn't have to feel like that. You should be able to tell them that you feel afraid, and it should be listened to. Now, Care for Calais are not allowed at Wethersfield Air Base. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because when they went in the base, they encouraged migrants to sue the Home Office.
Oh my God.
Right? For unfair conditions.
Oh my word.
But that base, that was okay for our servicemen and our military police to live in, weren't it?
Yeah.
Moth-infested properties that they had to pay thousands of pounds to themselves out of their own pockets. When them men got in there, they had new windows, they had the lovely communal areas updated. It's not right. What about our servicemen?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, who here heard the rumour that the base was going to be a prison? Who heard that in 2021? Guess what, guys? No official planning went in for that prison. Do you know why? Because they can't build on it because it's got containment issues in the soil. If it gets into the water stream, the prison can't go up, mate. They lied. And do you know why they lied? To get those military police and those service personnel out of their homes. Right? Good families that live there. They were a community because they shared that they worked for this country. They loved this country. They gave up their lives to protect us. And this is how they were repaid. There was children living in that base, 14 of them that went to the local village school. They had their homes taken from them. They had to leave their school. Their teacher was made redundant. And to what? Facilitate illegal men that come over on this channel, throw their IDs away, and come here and rape and murder our people.
Yeah. Woo. No.
It breaks my heart, right? This top that I'm wearing today is from the museum, the Wethersfield Museum. Now, they don't align with anything politically. I'm not speaking on their behalf. But what I will say is, they are in a tiny little building in Finchinfield with all of the artefacts and history of that beautiful base. That base that housed our American and British servicemen. All of that lovely rich history is at risk because that is going to have to close. And do you know what the guy in there wants and he's begged for from the Home Office? A war memorial. And they won't give it to him.
No.
But they'll give the base to the migrants, the illegal migrants.
Terrible. Disgusting.
It is disgusting. I've written together a proposal which I've tried to get over to the American government because they deserve a war memorial. What is it to ask for a couple of £1,000 to pop a war memorial near Wethersfield to honour the people that served and protected our country?
Yeah. Yeah.
If any of you have time, you must go to the Finchinfield Museum. You need to speak to the people that work in that museum and learn about that base because it is an amazing place and there is so many stories. We had Americans coming over that were actually raised in the base. They'd say, look at that field, that's where I used to play baseball. We had David Bowie go there and perform. It was a really rich place of heritage and it's being completely destroyed. I mean, you think there is people that were living in that base that fought in Afghanistan. And then the very men that they could have fought are then living in their houses.
Oh,
it's the ultimate betrayal.
Sick.
I could talk about this all day, but what I will say is you really need to look things up because it's all there waiting for you. I will also say that we had £20,000 from Braintree District Council from the large vessels grant from the Home Office, which is taxpayers' money, but Braintree District Council like to say it's come from the Home Office, but it is taxpayers' money. We had £20,000 allocated for police patrols, reassurance patrols. Guess what, guys? Guess where that money went? To these protests. None of this money is being spent on when their migrants are at the bus stop. The reassurance patrols are for them, not for us.
Yeah.
So, people high up in Essex Police, you're going to have to get some funding and you're going to have to get people at this bus stop. Because if you don't, it won't just be us down there documenting, you're going to get people from all over the country that will come down and film those men. And on Thursdays, when you've got hundreds of them at the Salvation Army, you need police at that door. It will make people feel safe in this community. We should not be changing the way we live to accommodate men that shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the first person to help people. If it was women and children, I would have a different approach. And I know that will offend some people, but I don't care. If it was women and children, I would be different. These are men, right, that are actively choosing to throw their identifications, give themselves a new name and tell everyone that they were born on the 1st of January. Why are they all lying about their birth dates? Come on. There is something seriously wrong with this situation. Now, our next speaker is someone, along with his team, who puts much of their time, energy and heart into bringing people together. They have a shared sense of pride and purpose with our country's flag. He is one of the founders of Flag Force, and Barry has helped build a movement that has inspired many people to get involved, show their support and stand together. And what I will say is, to the people in this town that filmed them and put them out on the internet and mocked people for their appearance, you should be ashamed of yourself. To mock people for their appearance shows you have an ugly heart.
Yes.
And also, your pathetic little petition about the flags didn't work, did it?
Yay!
These flags are staying, and they're going on our houses, they're going on our cars, because we are proud of our country. Can I just ask, guys, if you could just move to one side because there's a car coming, just so no one gets hurt.
Okay, for those that don't know me, my name's Barry Allen and I run the Flag Force Braintree team. We're a small group, hard-working.
Louder, louder.
Thank you, I'll be a bit louder. So Michelle stole a bit of my thunder. What I wanted to talk about, and it was only a brief thing, I've not made any notes. We have a small, determined group in Braintree that really have a problem with the flags, and they've gone out of their way to do everything they possibly can to stop us putting them up. Even with their raiding groups in the middle of the night dressed as ninjas. But it hasn't worked, because every time they take them down, we put more up. So just to put it into perspective, we currently have around about 350 flags up and around Braintree. This is singly the most flagged town in the UK.
Well done, well done.
There's not one diversive message in that. We are a union. That's what the union flag is. It represents all of us.
Yeah.
So this determined yet small group thought they would have their last hurrah and do a petition. So this petition was put into Essex County Council, which obviously included Braintree. They only got a few hundred, maybe a couple of thousand signatures, they didn't get many. But they've just had the response, and the response from Braintree and the district and Essex District Council was that unless the flags are causing a problem, i.e. they're dangerous, they're in front of, I don't know, traffic lights or something, or they're not being maintained, they're not going to touch them. So the flags that are up are staying up. There's a backlash, and the truth of the matter is we've got plenty of video of them taking them down, but we chose as a team not to go down that road. Thank you. We have a reputation in Braintree, and Flag Force Braintree particularly, compared to the other teams, because we don't do that thing. We don't video individuals taking them down and make them martyrs. Not martyrs, the other word.
Idiots.
Pariahs, there you go. It's late in the day. But the team itself is working hard. We've also got a division now where we're putting flagpoles up on your house. If you've put your name down, bear in mind we've literally got only a couple of people doing this because we need them to have insurance. So the stack of individuals that want flags is getting bigger and bigger. But we will get to all of you and we will put them up. And just so you understand, we're putting a flagpole on your house. You can make a donation. If you can't afford a donation, not a problem. We'll do it for free. But you'll get a flag, and you'll have a choice of either the Union flag or the St George. Because they're the only two flags we're worried about.
Because you're going to hear me a lot more now. So yeah, last time I got up here, I gave a speech and I got suspended for it. But do you know what? I don't care. Then I went back to work, got suspended again. So what did I do? I went and got another job. Thank you. And I will not keep my mouth shut. Is that really sweet? I will not keep my mouth shut when innocent women and children are getting hurt.
No!
Because it's in my heart, like it is many other people's here, that we fight for the innocents and you don't give up.
So those of you that are stuck in a job where they're trying to make you go against your heart, get out. Because let me tell you, if you do that, you're a good person. If you choose to ignore it, then you ain't. So only last week, one of our own women was attacked by one of these men. And when the truth started coming out, the response from some people was not outrage, not support, not accountability, it was intimidation. Attempts to threaten, pressure and silence those speaking out began immediately. That tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
People who are innocent do not fear the truth. People who value justice do not try to bury it. But the moment intimidation tactics are used, the mask slips.
Yeah.
It becomes clear that protecting reputations matters more to them than protecting women and children.
Yeah.
Women all over this world, including the women of Braintree, are done being silenced.
Yeah.
We're done being told to stay quiet to make others comfortable. So all the women here, I want to hear your voices, and I want to hear them now, loud and proud. We are strong. We may not be physically strong like a man, but we have got strength inside us that no one will ever have.
Sorry, can I just say something?
I'm a woman, I've got this, and you be quiet. We are done watching others close ranks around abusive behaviour, while demanding victims and witnesses keep their heads down and be quiet so the perpetrators can have their voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
No amount of threats, bullying, harassment or pressure will stop the truth being spoken. Every attempt to silence women only strengthens our resolve to speak louder.
Yes. Yes.
And let's be absolutely clear, anyone who tries to suppress the truth is complicit in it.
Yes.
Anyone who pressures others into silence is enabling violence and abuse against women and children.
And men. And men. Yep, and men, yep, yep. And men. And boys. Young men as well. Yeah.
I'm trying to do this. Yeah, all right. You do not get to stand on the sidelines pretending you're neutral, while actively helping protect harmful behaviour. History remembers the people who spoke out, and it remembers the people who tried to silence them. Women in this town will not back down, will we?
No!
And women in this town will not stay silent, will we?
No!
Just because the truth makes certain people uncomfortable. So, women, again, I want to hear your voices, and I want to hear them the loudest you've ever shouted, and I want to hear it now. Don't you ever give up. We will not be intimidated on our streets. We have enough to fear from our own. So every time you walk out, you straighten your crowns and you remember who you are, and you carry on protecting the innocents as well, because they're our future, and we're doing this for them. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a great time.
We're not going to look away. We are going to stand up for those who are the voiceless. Every person that's lost their life, every person that's been raped or sexually assaulted by men that should have never been here in the first place.
Hear, hear.
Now, before I move on to our next speaker, I just want to say about some dates for people in their diary. This will come out later. So Thursday the 25th of June at 6:30 p.m. will be the next women's only event. The location will be put out later, but that is the next women's only event. We then have another event that takes place, which is called Braintree Together. It's hosted at a very good local venue by a man that is not afraid to protect people. And he won't be silenced, and he won't have no lefties having a go at him. He doesn't care, because he's standing up for the people in his town.
Yes. Yes.
The last time we held that event, we actually had people come who couldn't come to the protest because they were scared about losing their job, and they were able to have conversations, ask questions, and people just felt a togetherness. There was a wide variety of different people, different colours, different religion. It was people who just were coming together and saying no to this. So if anyone wants to come to that event, that will be on Saturday the 27th of June from 4 till 8 p.m.
I'd just like to thank everybody for coming. Bottom line is, I'm fed up with it. I actually think the place should be at least locked up. It should be locked up, not allowed out.
Yeah.
They've not been properly screened. That's still not happening despite a lot of government reports. And you know, we also have to remember, it's not just this generation who are coming across in boats. Lee Rigby, killed by two people who had immigrant parents. If we look at the killer, I should say, of these beautiful young girls in Southport, yeah, he didn't come from abroad, he wasn't a migrant, but his parents were. If we have a look at a number of the most significant incidents that have been going on in terms of terrorism, let alone sexual violence towards women, there is a clear history of things happening even in the next generation. And what really peeves me off.
What happened to men as well?
Yeah.
All you're talking about is women. Men have been raped.
Yeah, okay, but just had your beast, as I would say.
It's true.
As a health worker, or an ex-health worker, I am disgusted at the fact that a resident of Wethersfield who sexually assaulted a nurse on duty is still allowed to roam free in the streets of this country. Nothing happened other than a little softy community order. I think the time is now to say enough is enough, lock them up until they've been properly screened and cleared. And part of that is, if you don't come with the proper documentation, how can we screen you? I say, stick them in the boat,
Send them back.
Them back.
Yes.
That's the
Yay!
Okay, thanks everybody.